Hi, my name is Jaeyong Park, and I'm a writer and curator based in Seoul. We're here at White Cube Seoul for the exhibition Etel Adnan and Seundja Rhee, To Meet the Sun. This exhibition brings together two artists shaped by migration and exile. Their practice have been in close dialogue with seismic historical shifts, such as the 1960s, the shadow of the space travel, and also the new generation of 1968. The title of the exhibition is actually coming from Leporello poem written by Etel Adnan in 1968, which was titled as A Funeral March for the First Cosmonaut, which was an elegy for Yuri Gagarin. This is Seundja Rhee's The Flute of Pan from 1960. She arrived in Paris in 1951, 33 years old, and separated from her three sons by the Korean War. She initially started studying costume design, but by 1953, she was at Académie de la Chaumière studying painting, the abstract painting. But by late 50s, her old brush strokes started breaking into more deliberate, small lines and shapes, making a colored fields and planes. So this work is not a picture to decode. This is more like a field you inhabit. Your attention moves, poses, and returns. What strikes me about this work is how much the work asks you to slow down. If you take a look at this work, you see two pale blue bands cross a sand-colored ground. To me, it feels like this interval is almost musical. Next is a series of tapestries created by Adnan herself. This work, a tapestry titled Plage Déserte, was conceived in the 1960s but realized only in 2022. This crossing over time is part of the condition of this work and also the exhibition as a whole that we see in White Cube Seoul. Adnan's path to painting was also indirect. She first studied philosophy at Sorbonne in Paris, and then she relocated to California to teach aesthetics. But then there, her colleagues actually recommended her to create some paintings to test out her own theories. Her chromatic vocabulary was shaped by the light of the American West and by the immediacy of working at speed with unmixed pigments and a palette knife. In the 1970s, she returned to Beirut to work as a journalist, but the Civil War forced her into what she called as the absolute exile. First to Paris, then back to California. That restlessness enters the work. In this work, in Plage Déserte, color unfolds into terrain. Each woven line, a slow gesture of patience and loss, translated across decades. So now we are kind of going back in time. This is The Vivid Dew by Seundja Rhee, also dating back from 1960. In this work, you can see that Seundja Rhee is working at a more compressed scale. Small strokes accumulate into layered planes, and you see that the surface breathes through a density of touch rather than a mere depiction. This method emerged in the late 50s as she transitioned from figuration to abstraction. Abstraction here is not an escape from life. It's a refusal to translate life into a mere illustration. Adnan's small untitled painting from 2014 works in the same register. It's an intimate and concentrated piece of work. So this work is built from a pure swath of pigment with a palette knife. This work can look like a landscape. You can see that there are blocks and bands with muted light, but at the same time, it is equally metaphysical. It's an interior state given an outward form. What anchors this work for me the most is the presence of Mount Tamalpais. Adnan lived near to this Californian peak for decades, and she depicted or painted this mountain over and over again, but not for geographical accuracy, but for its spiritual presence. Also, towards the end of her life, when she was in Paris, she painted this mountain from her own memory. So we can say that this mountain has never left her. both Adnan and Rhee return again and again to their motifs, each building a visual language entirely of their own. The two artists may never have crossed paths in their life, but this exhibition is that meeting, it's an encounter between them. Going back to the 1960s, actually the changes of the world, the moon missions and everything, it kind of gave these two artists a new planetary perspective. Actually, the ending sentence of Adnan's Leporello reads like this: "The journey came to an end. Another just had dawned." In this exhibition, this phrase is working as a structure, not just as a metaphor. The two practices are encountering with each other, still speaking in color and light.